This is my second week of having no shoots, and I think people think I'm like really busy all of the time because I'm always posting on social media to like obviously market my business. But then I have people say to me like, oh, I didn't inquire with you because you look really busy. It's like, bro, I'm trying to market my business to get work. And I feel like it's just like this hamster wheel of like post what you're doing to try and draw in leads, but you look too busy, so then people don't inquire with you. And I don't know if that's just the me thing, but it's quite funny how many times people have said that to me. Like, it's crazy. I'm just trying to promote myself, man. Anyway, I don't know if I'm alone in that or if that's something other people experience too. So in the last vlog, I spoke about how I'm trying to set up my office to make it like really easy to just create content and not have to overthink it. And so I bought a bunch of things from Amazon, again, to try and make my life easier. I have like a huge love-hate relationship with Amazon because it is so easy to buy things that I just spend so much money sometimes on stuff that I don't necessarily need. You know, like someone will post about a piece of gear they recommend and like a small rig part, right? Under $100, cool, add that to cart. It's too easy to spend money in this day and age, I swear. But I've been trying really hard to not just spend money without having a purpose. So I want to show a bunch of these Amazon purchases that I've made. This looks shit. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is I bought a bunch of stuff to make making content a lot easier. I spoke about these last video, but these hawk locks from Small Rig, of course it's not focusing. These hawk locks from Small Rig are so freaking good. Like I have 2 on that camera, and now I also have a bunch on my other cameras. So I have one on my 360 camera, my Go Ultra, my Osmo, because I just want the workflow of swapping between behind the scenes cameras whilst I'm on a shoot to be the easiest thing possible. So you literally just pull this lever here and then it's up. And then you want to put something new in it, just like that. Like it's so stupidly easy. Because when you're at a client shoot, like you don't want to fuck around. You don't want to fuck around trying to take content for yourself. Like I feel like it looks so unprofessional. So anyway, these hawk lock things are a game changer. I also got this tripod-ish. I don't know if you guys have seen those phone tripods where it's like, they're like telescopic, but they're like really quick. Anyway, that's what it is. So I put a hawk lock attachment on the end of it. And so I can use this again to capture behind the scenes. Quickly chuck on the 360 camera, set it up, and it's pretty stable. But then boom, don't want that anymore, cool. Chuck this camera on it. Like, it's so stupidly easy. But also these would come in really handy if like you're traveling and you need a light stand for a hair light or something. Whoa, far out. Anyway, if you need a light stand for a hair light. And the last thing that I bought, far out, how many bags? The last thing I bought is this rock and roller bag. And basically what this does is it mounts onto the cart that I use. So in the previous vlog when I was like walking through the city, I said I wanted to find a bag and this is what I came across. And it's cool, it's got like a hard base. So this will mount to one end of it and I'll be able to put all my sticks in here. So any of my soft boxes, light stands, tripods, and maybe even my gimbal. I feel like that will make it so much easier when trying to pack my gear for my cart. So does anybody else hate how much like packaging Small Rig has? I think it's good that it's all like recyclable now, they stop using plastic, but like, bruh, I don't need an Allen key with every single thing that I buy. Like, Small Rig should just make people buy like the Allen key set that they have if you need an Allen key. Right now, I just got 4 hawk locks. Cool, I've got 8 Allen keys. For what? Nothing. I don't need them. Anyway, now it's Monday. This is my second week in a row of having no shoots. So I've written down a bunch of things that I want to focus on this week because next week's pretty busy. I have 3 shoots and I know work always just kind of comes out of nowhere. So I always try and take advantage of when I have really slow weeks to like do all of the things that I haven't been able to do. So a big focus for this week is to update my website. So I want to add more like specific work type pages. So right now my website has a services tab and under that it's just video production and photography. I want to make it a bit more specific. I was looking at like the analytics of my website and so many of the people who land on my website have been given a direct link, right? Like, so they've clicked through Instagram or they've been sent it. The amount of people that I have finding me through Google alone is like fuck all, which I'm not mad about that because I get most of my work through referrals anyway. So I wanted to just make it a bit more, I just want people who are going to land on my website really get a clear picture of what I can do because I do a lot of stuff that I don't post about. So that's what I want to do. I think I want to do like a corporate tab, a product tab, and I have a lot of work in all of those industries and a lot of behind the scenes content to show for as well. So I feel like, so that's what I'm spending this week doing, mainly my website stuff, because it's that common trap of like you're too busy working in the business to work on the business. So that's my big focus this week. Another thing I'm going to do is message a bunch of my recent clients and try and build up more Google reviews. I want to get one of those like integrated plugins that are on your website that kind of like populate your Google reviews on there. Because I've always tried to like add reviews, but I just feel like they look more genuine when it's a Google review. So I want to try and get some more new reviews and integrate that on the website. I've also just started focusing on a new social series. I haven't like outwardly announced that it's a social series because I feel like I don't like the pressure of, you know, saying I'm doing a series weekly where I do this, and then if I get too busy or get too overwhelmed and don't have the time to actually do it, I'll feel like a failure, quote unquote. Obviously that's quite deep, but I'm sure you know what I mean. So anyway, I have this social series where I'm planning on posting like a new tip every Monday. And it's more or less a tip from my experiences. I feel like a lot of the content on social media right now, especially by other creators who are talking about like filmmaking tips, it's always so generic. It's always like, this is an ND filter, use this, or like use step up rings, or like here's this macro filter that I screw onto my lens. And it's like so much of the content that I see is just like rinse and repeat copy of like everybody else. And I want to make a series where it's like I'm giving you guys education, but I'm also kind of relating it to like recent work that I've done. So I have some like examples to like really talk from and like show you guys, because I find that again, a lot of the people who are online creating content, like most of the time they don't really look like they have client work, and it's just like they're just sitting in a room giving you tips, but they don't actually have like real world experience. And like no hate to those guys, they're killing it in their own lane, but I want to provide value to you, but I want it to be very like authentic and genuine. And I find that if I'm pulling from like experiences from shoots, then it is. That was a ramble, sorry. Anyway, so I've scripted basically 4 weeks worth of videos and I want to try and shoot them. And I'm starting to work out that the more complicated I make it in terms of like changing shots, changing camera lenses, getting different angles, the more I don't want to do it, because it just like makes it more effort and there's like more time spent editing as well. So I'm trying to like get into my rhythm and get into a flow of like making content, but also making it the easiest way possible, because I've got client work going on outside of this. So it's like this social content for me and educational content on my socials is just like not the hugest priority, but it's like a passionate priority, if that makes sense. And lastly, I just want to go through some of my camera gear and sell some things that I haven't used in quite a while. And I've just kind of kept it because I'm like, what if I have a shoot and I need it? And it's like, okay, I've had it for a while, I don't need it, it's just sitting there useless. Someone else would have better use with it. So I'm going to go through a bunch of stuff, see what I can sell through Instagram. And then if I can't sell it on Instagram, I'll just chuck it on eBay. I also got a bunch of clothes to take photos of. Me and my wife have started selling like our old clothes on Depop. And he's a freaking game changer. We used to just donate a bunch of our stuff. And like, I don't know, if you've got like nice quality clothes that you're getting rid of, it's like, let's just sell it, make a few bucks. Last year really fucked us financially. Like, full transparency. And I will talk about this more in another vlog. But like, my business bank account got down to zero. It was really, really bad. We had to fully pull back on our budget. Like, it was rough. It was rough. And so I think our views on money and how we spend it and how we budget has definitely changed, which has been a bit of a blessing in disguise. Like I was saying earlier with the Amazon stuff, right? Like, I would always just buy things willy-nilly without really like thinking about it properly. But I've gotten so good at not spending money, especially on gear. Just on things that are gonna be used quite often, be super helpful for like my workflow, whether that's editing, getting ready for a shoot or shooting, and not like crazy expensive. And if I can buy secondhand, I will. But anyway, so I've got a bunch of clothes to take photos of. I have like a garage set up that I take photos of. My wife uploads them, sells them, and sends them off for us. But our goal for this year, personally, is to save 10 grand each and have that as like a savings buffer, because last year business bank account got down to zero. We both chewed through our savings. It was not fun. So anyway, that's our goal. And so also selling some of my old camera gear will also help go to that. So this is my garage setup. Everything's really super organized. And so I'm gonna just go through it and see if there's anything that I can sell. This is time code. I bought it after I did an event shoot where it was me and another shooter working on the project, and I was editing it all. And I bought it because I was like, I had a lot of trouble like syncing up footage that aligned with like the timing of the day and stuff. But I bought that in 2022. I haven't used it, so I think it could be time to let go of it. It's been 4 years. So it was in like 2020 when I was like wanting to get into anamorphic, but I didn't have money for an anamorphic lens, so I bought these blue lens filters. This is a vertical mount for the Ronin RS2. I don't even have the RS2 anymore. I've got the RS4, I think. You know what's so annoying? I bought a suction cup mount the other day so I could film that car stuff in my previous vlog. Turns out I already had one that's better quality. God. This haze machine, I've never fucking used it. But I want it. Is this empty? This right here is a grip for a camera that I don't even own anymore. Here's another follow focus. That is so ridiculous. This is a tilter follow focus for the gimbal. Mind you, I used this when I had my gimbal O-ring, which I got rid of because it just became too cumbersome as a solo shooter to constantly be using the O-ring. I can sell that. Bro, I have never used this. You know what it is? I have a shoot that I'm like, oh, I need this specific piece of equipment for. I know exactly when I bought this. I bought this in Feb 2023 before I had a shoot with a professional athlete and we're doing some outside interviews. And I was like freaking out. I was like, a lab's gonna be so unprofessional. I need to use my boom mic. We're outside. I'm gonna need to get a blimp. Guess what? We didn't end up using a boom mic at all because where the shoot was, parking was too far away, so we actually couldn't bring all of the gear out. because it was crazy busy. We were on a short timeline for the shoot because we didn't have much time with the athlete. So it's never been used. And I still don't want to get rid of it. I have a slider in here that I've never used. I think for me the thing is with a slider, like, it takes so long to use and set up, so I avoid using it. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Alright, I'm bringing it inside. I'm gonna try and do some test shots with it. Do some product shots with it. See what I can capture with this, because if this is something I can use for client work, it'd be freaking awesome. So I'm bringing this back in.
Yeah.
Easy, awesome. All right, I'm looking forward to it. Enjoy the long weekend, guys.
Thank you.
And I'll see you on Tuesday.
Okay, see you then.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye. All right, that was a pre-production call for a shoot that I have next Tuesday. In the last vlog, I spoke about how I have a photo shoot in a few weeks. That's this shoot. And we had our first pre-production call like a week ago. So normally whenever a person inquires with me, I always kind of like vet it, and I'm like, do you want video and photo from the get-go? But this project was very, like, they came to me already with a campaign, already with a plan. They were just like, we need photography. And so I didn't get the chance to pitch them video. I was just like, cool, I'll quote out for photography. And then, yeah, I mentioned it on our first pre-production call that if they wanted video as well, like high quality video, we can do that, because they had someone coming along to do like phone lo-fi content. And they were like, yeah, we're keen for professional video. Our budget is this. What can you give us? And I was like, cool. Now this campaign is going to be a lot bigger. It's going to be really fun. We're filming like a Mother's Day campaign for a skincare brand, and it's showing like generational beauty. There's like the client, her mom, and her grandma who are the talent for the day. It's going to be interesting though, because they're just like everyday people, which always makes shoots a little bit more difficult, but we're up for the challenge and it's going to be good. I've got Heather there shooting photography alongside of me, so we will do everything that we can to the best of our ability. We're shooting in a house, which again can sometimes be a little bit of a difficult setting to shoot in. It's also not like a rentable location. It's the owner of the business has a friend who has a house that has like a really nice kitchen that looks a bit like Hamptons-esque. So that's the kind of vibe they're going for. So it's going to be a tricky one to light. So today I'm planning on spending my afternoon putting together a run sheet, making sure everything is prepped for the day, because it's next Tuesday is the shoot and Monday is a public holiday. So want to get all of my pre-production finalized today. And I need to put together a bit of a lighting plan, lighting diagram, because we're shooting in the lounge room, the kitchen, and a bathroom. Very tight spaces. Got to figure out what sort of lighting kit I'm going to bring along and how I'm going to basically light these scenes, because it's also 3 people. I find, you can't just use one little softbox when it's 3 people you're trying to light for. I'm thinking that I'm maybe going to try and use my Scrim Gym. I think it's 2x2 or 4x4. I can't recall, but I think that's going to be the smartest way to light it, because it's like Scrim Gym, a 500 watt light through it, maybe a light outside beaming in through the windows to sort of like emulate daylight or sunlight coming through. They want the shots to look very natural. So yeah, that's my rough idea. We'll see how it goes next week. I'll obviously be taking some backup diffusers, some lanterns, that sort of stuff, because I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to light that. I definitely won't be getting around to that run sheet today because, I got to take this one to the vet. Anyway, I'll have to just finish that up on the weekend. Something I did want to talk about though, my big goal for this week was to refresh my website, add some more pages, and I finished it. And I'm really happy with how it looks. I put some like mini show reels together on each page that showed a bit of the like diversity in the work that I can do for clients. So So go check that out if you want to have a look. I also have tried something new on my contact form. So I now offer like a lower tier of production, right? Where it's like me solo shooting, less equipment, you know, if they're wanting a testimonial video, maybe it's like a 1 camera setup instead of a 2 camera setup, that sort of stuff. So I've adjusted the budget ranges on my contact form, and they were really quite like big ranges. So I've made them a lot smaller. I think it's like 1.5K to 2.5K, 2.5 to 3.5, 3.5 to 5, that sort of thing. So I can try and get a better understanding of their budget. Realistically, like obviously a lot of the time people aren't super forthcoming with their budget. But if someone inquires for a testimonial video and they select that their budget is like 1.5 to 2.5K, I'm like, cool, I know immediately without even needing to have a chat with you that you're probably better suited to that lower production tier. And I think I find it right now quite hard to navigate the different levels of production in my inquiry calls with clients, because I don't know, I just got to work on the wording and the delivery, because right now it kind of feels like I'm shitting on the lower production tier. But I need to say it in a way that's like, no, we can still create incredible content together, but it's just like 1 camera, 1 light. There's also less time to set up the shot perfectly, so it's very like run and gun. But I need to work on my delivery when I talk to clients about that. But with the new budget range that I've put on the website, I think that will really help with that problem. Because if, you know, someone inquires for a testimonial and they select that their budget is like 5 to 7K, I'm like, cool. Either you want like a lot of testimonials, or you want 1 or 2 and it's probably going to be tier 2. So I'll see how that goes and I'll let you know. But I'm just trialing something new because, yeah, I think budgets is always one of those things that people aren't super forthcoming with. But the only reason I want to know a budget is so that I can really figure out how I can bring a project to life, more or less. Anyway, are you ready to go into your appointment, little famous Bing? We did a shoot at this vet, probably middle of last year, because they did some renovations and so they needed some updated website content. I'll play some of the behind the scenes from the shoot. It was so much fun, and Butter loved being a part of it. But she's actually a really bad dog model because she loves me too much, and so she just kept running towards me and like ruining the shots a little bit. But it was really cute and really wholesome and really fun and really difficult. Come on, I know, new smells, let's go. So this right here is probably the roughest and dirtiest lighting test I've ever tried to do. I'll show you what this looks like in a sec, but I've been trying to figure out how to light for this shoot on Tuesday, because it's a big house, big open space, and there's 3 to 4 people that we need to capture in a frame at one given point. So I was thinking that, you know, just my standard 105 centimeter softbox or my lantern softbox just isn't going to be big enough. It's just not going to be soft enough. The light's going to be very directionalized, and it's just going to not light everybody up as much as I want them to. So what I've done is I did some research, and I went to Spotlight and bought a 2.5 by 2.5 meter white sheet to sort of basically just act as a massive diffusion. I've got 2 lights beaming into it. I'll show you what it looks like in a sec. It's pretty jank, but I feel like it is so nice and soft, and like I'm very well lit everywhere. Normally, like I do notice that when I use a softbox, it's just kind of like this region that's lit. So this is pretty promising. I think this is going to be the setup I'm going to roll with. I'll quickly show you it. Mind you, my office is a complete mess, and I've done this in the tiniest little corner. There's obviously going to be a lot more room when I'm at the shoot, so it's going to be a lot easier to do this. But yeah, this is the plan. So this is what the setup looks like. Basically just a big white sheet with a light beaming into it. I will say that like around here is obviously not super lit with the light, but with how squishy this room is, I'm not able to get much more light in here. I'll go around this side. So this is what the rig looks like. I've got the Nanlite FS300B and a Nanlite 60B just mounted on the same stand and just beaming into that. I think on the shoot day, I'm actually going to use maybe a 500 watt light here, and then maybe a 300 here, and I'll be a little bit more pulled back. You know what? Let me actually just test it without this on, because this is what could be directionalizing it a little too much. Okay. Okay, that's heaps better. I think this was the issue. Let's go back and have a look at what that looks like. Yeah, okay. That's got so much more of a nice even spread. You can see that that light spill off as it's kind of bypassing the side. So when I do it, I might have to put up another light stand and use some material to basically cut that light. I also picked up some more black material from Spotlight. So basically I just got a bunch of material from Spotlight to basically diffuse light and also cut light, because my softboxes just aren't going to cut it for this one. And I know that with how tight a house is going to be, using a scrim gym on a frame and 2 C-stands is just not going to be an ideal situation. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this looks. Like, I don't think it looks so soft. Just so soft. Like, still like dimension with like shadows. I've really lit it a little bit weird though, because obviously the light's there and then my backlight's there. But again, I'm in my office and it is so squishy in here. I don't really have much room to play with. But I'm pretty happy with how this looks. We'll see how it goes for the shoot. And if it works well, I'll tell you guys about it. And I'll show you how you can do it yourself. I think all up it was a pretty cheap setup. Like, so cheap. And it's not a C-stand, which I really like. I like having it just on a light stand. I bought a new light stand that basically has like a boom arm integrated. It's very like heavy duty, which is awesome, because I'll just chuck a sandbag on the bottom and it'll be super, super stable. It's not just like a standard light stand, but I put a grip head on top. And then I got these metal tubes from Bunnings that are basically like the grip arms on a C-stand, but they cost me $6. So that was pretty awesome. I'm stoked. I actually have a strong feeling that this is going to work very, very well. Like, look at that. Big soft light. I'll keep you guys updated.